Yo, right. So, a friend of mine, we became friends through tennis, and he tried. So this is a Business 101 episode of Wake Up to Rodney, and he made his millions. He made millions, by the way. So he made his millions renovating yachts, super yachts. So think about it. If you own a super yacht, and you want your interior redone, you're talking what? Up to what? Well, nothing less than $1 million, and anything up to 100 mil, for example, to redo the interior of a yacht. And really high-end cars like Rolls Royces and various Mercs, Maybach, stuff like that. So he made millions, but he's always loved tennis. So he tried to enter the market, and I've got the recording of it, of an interview that I did with him on a laptop somewhere. So I'm going to find that laptop and I'm going to upload onto my podcast. Yeah. And the brilliant thing about it, he tried to enter the market with a blue sky strategy. And it was an all-encompassing tennis brand. So individualized rackets, apparel, trainers, wristbands, ties, hydration drinks, everything for tennis. And what he did was he tried to blow Babolat, Head, Volkel, all of those, not blow them out of the water, but enter above them. And those who know about tennis will know that obviously, he had a really, really good marketing strategy. His marketing was fantastic, but it must have been costing him fortunes. And I subscribed to it as well, even though probably didn't need any of that stuff. I still subscribed to support him in his business venture, because if you remember my previous video, that's what friends do. We support each other in business. We try and promote. So I did my best to promote, and he did his best to promote my daughter as well. So anyway, it didn't quite work, and he ended it about 2 years ago. But the bravery to go for the blue sky strategy was immense, because it involved A, thinking outside the box, B, trying to achieve something that no one else could do, C, looking at it and thinking it cannot be a price war, because and again, it's like anything, you give up the day before, or you give up a millimeter before you're about to get success. Because if he'd have continued, he would have got the Middle East market with Rafa Nadal. Well, Rafa Nadal opening up in Egypt, but the Middle East is now tennis is exploding in the Middle East. They're investing in tennis courts and stuff. And what he should have done was focus on getting involved with many of the smaller tennis tournaments and clubs and stuff like that, and then from there then have made an indent into Wilson. That was the one I couldn't think of. Babolat, Wilson and Head. They're the top three. And there's turmoil in tennis at the moment. He could have got involved with Nick Kyrgios and got backed by the players movement. because he's a bit of a rebel, and so instead of having a 5-year strategy to make his money back and make a profit, he probably needed a 7-year strategy. Yeah, because if he was still around now, there's that much turmoil. He could have made waves. He could have made his way in. It's not a price war. Africa, tennis is exploding in Africa. Yeah, he could have really focused on maybe not making as much money, but producing a racket that could have been used in the more developed areas like Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, where tennis is quite high up, Morocco, South Africa. There was things that he could have done to have kept the brand alive. Yeah, I don't know if he's just mothballed it, but then he kind of switched because he loves playing golf. He plays he doesn't. No, he plays tennis about 3 hours every day without fail. So tennis is, but it links with golf courses. This is my thing. I hope he's just mothballed it, because I haven't spoken to him for a while. I hope he's just mothballed, but you know, he needs to really. What's the word for it? You know, if he's going to get back into the market, he needs to remember what he did before, the marketing that he did before, and then build on it. Because he was doing a brilliant job. Obviously, it must have just been costing him thousands, weekly, thousands to keep it going. Because he then changed and set up an academy, which I thought was a bit random. But, you know, when you're trying to make money or make a business bring money in, sometimes you will diversify and do something that potentially has nothing to do with, well, not nothing, but it's having an academy is completely different to selling tennis apparel. Yeah. So, and it kind of strikes as you know, a different, yes, differentiation, but as like scratching at different things. So for example, you know, I love photography and like making books, but if I started doing wedding photography, yeah, then I'm not a wedding photographer. So I'd only be doing it for quick money. Yeah, for me, I couldn't think of anything worse than photographing a wedding. I couldn't think of any. I just couldn't. I mean, I could do it if you was to say, Matt, you're broke. You need to earn some money. I'd be a wedding photographer, and I'd charge $2,500 a wedding. I mean, don't get me wrong, the photographs would be amazing, but I'd charge $2,500 a wedding, and that's whether I take one photo or 1,000. Yeah, because you're just paying for the wedding, and obviously the edits and the disc and all that. And I won't do any printing. Once you've got it, you can do the images. The images are yours. So I'm not one of these people who wants to hold copyright of the images. The images are yours. It's your wedding day. You have it. Yeah. But to do a wedding, I know you can make money. I know you can make clean. In fact, Rasta, man might diversify and start doing some weddings. Because if a wedding can pay for my travels to Japan, Jamaica, South Africa and Antarctica, I'll do a wedding. So if you want your wedding photographed by me, I'll do it. There you go. I've been inspired by Ricardo, my brother. Listen, I'm nearly there. So like and subscribe, guys. See you in a bit. Bye.